Hello and welcome to Katana Tone Tuesday. I'm a guitar geek. This is my Gibson SG. It's the wrong colour, but this week it's ACDC. ACDC has been my most requested patch so far, and I've kind of put off doing it because it seems so basic. But in delving into the records and listening mainly to Back in Black, it's actually more complicated than it sounds, because the Katana's almost default rock sound is ACDC. It's like ACDC in a box. But if you listen to the tones of the guitars, they're not as overdriven as they might at first appear. Especially Angus's tone. I also found that Malcolm's tone, the rhythm guitar, is slightly more overdriven than Angus. So it's a weird combination of the lead guitar being cleaner, albeit ever so slightly, than the rhythm guitar. I've got two patches for you. The first one is based on Angus's tone, for which I'm going to be using this Gibson SG. The second patch is more based on Malcolm's tone, which is a bit thicker, a little bit more gain, and I'll use a Les Paul for that because I don't have a Gretsch like Malcolm. Let's go over to the Tone Studio, and here's the patch. So I'm on the Crunch channel, and the gain is set quite low. It's only at 10. I've got the volume here at 50 because that's kind of where I like to keep it. A bit more mids, backed off the bass a little bit, topped the treble. I've got a bit of reverb, just for a little bit of ambience more than anything. Presence is a little bit higher than midway. And then we've got a booster mod, which the booster pedal is the natural OD pedal. I tried out a few of the pedals, and this one was the most, I don't want to say transparent, but the most, the pedal that gave me the most dynamics, or retained the most dynamics. So drive is on about 25%. Tone is over there, giving it a real clear tone. And still some bottom left in there, and I've got a mix of direct and effect level. The most important thing for me with Angus's tone is to not over compress it, not to add too much gain, and to make sure that those notes ring through. If you listen to the track Back in Black, you can hear the intro where he does this. And if you put too much gain, you'll hear almost like a palm muting sound. That's not what you want. I'm on the bridge pickup, and I've got the volume at about 8, so that if I do need a bit more gain, I can whack it up to 10. The patch still retains quite a lot of dynamics, so it's not too overdriven. You'll notice that the harder I dig, the more overdrive I get. Here we go. The thing about this patch is the open chords that he uses and the open strings really ring through, and they don't sound terrible because they're too overdriven. And so forth and so on. So Malcolm's patch, let's take a look at the Tone Studio. We've got the Crunch channel again, but the gain is only at 7. I'm using the clean boost for a drive, and the drive is almost at minimum, if not exactly at minimum. I don't want to touch that. And then the amount of booster up here, that's at 0. So it's on, but it's at 0. If it was off, it would look like that, off, and the sound is totally different. So it's back to 0. There we go. Reverb again is roughly the same as Angus's, just to give it a little bit of ambience and atmosphere. Now Malcolm's patch is also not extremely overdriven, but it is thicker. So I've adjusted the EQ and presence to taste. And the clean boost really does cut through quite nicely, so it adds that overdrive without taking away the dynamics again. Let's take a listen. Again, I'm on the bridge pickup at about 8 out of 10. Tone is all the way on. To get this patch on your Katana, you can download the preset, which is available in the video description. Here's where I ask you for support. You can support the channel in many, many different ways and put food on my table. You can donate to my PayPal. The link is also in the video description. You can donate to my Patreon and become a patron and have some extra special features that nobody else gets. You can subscribe to the channel, you can share the video, you can simply like, give a thumbs up because that helps as well. Anything you do supports the channel, so I really appreciate you doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you enjoy the preset and the produced track that's coming up. I've been the Guitar Geek, this is ACDC, thanks very much.